right, so guys, regardless of what you may think, I am open to being wrong. Okay, so I've been wrong before. Not really, but a little bit. Okay, so like Tudor, I've come around to, but it's not because I was wrong with my initial criticisms of them. It's just like, yeah, now I think that there's some value there to Tudor. Another one would be like, I'm trying to think because it doesn't happen very often. I'm not wrong very often, but perhaps saying that the ProMaster is like the worst watch ever, or not ProMaster. We're gonna be talking about ProMaster. The Invicta Pro Diver. Complaining about the Pro Diver as much as I did when I first was here on YouTube, I think that was probably something that I can amend. In fact, I think when I did like power ranking dive watches under $500, I think I gave that like a C, which is actually really good. Like that's like kind of middle of the road. But there are things that I've been wrong about. Now, my most recent video, which was yesterday's video, I talked about how, Seiko has been beaten by, I think, a contender that initially, like, I don't want to say this is like an underdog story, but Seiko was eating Swatch Group's lunch for a very long time. And then Swatch Group was like, all right, you want to go toe-to-toe, we'll just beat you at your own game. And I think they did. Now, when you go in the comment section of yesterday's video, a lot of people were saying Citizen is the new Seiko. And I think that, like, I will push back a little bit and say that I really think that Swatch Group, when it comes to everything they offer, and I get it, we're comparing one brand to an enormous holding group, but I just think with that in and of itself, you have a lot more options and a lot more tiers of wristwatches to choose from when we're looking at Swatch Group's catalog. And, believe it or not, I think Swatch Group's overall catalog is much more consistently and clearly defined than Seiko's catalog. So we're talking about like one brand, Seiko. What are they? When I first started here on YouTube, it made sense. Seiko 5 was kind of the beginning. Like, if you get into watches, you could get a really cool, like the Land Shark was so badass. You had some really cool options for like under $100 even. And if you wanted to splurge, you could get something legit for $200. Then you'd see the broader Seiko, and that was kind of a little bit more broad of a, part of their catalog where you could choose from some really solid watches, usually in the $500 range. Then when they started labeling things pro specs, to a great scale, that was the beginning of the end, I think. And then when Presage happened, we were already the pendulum was swinging in the wrong way. Okay. That's my personal opinion. And then the water got even more murky when they started putting spring drive movements in Presage watches and in Pro Specs LX watches, and then selling those for $5,500. And then, of course, they had to bump up the Grand Seiko pricing because you can't have a Grand Seiko being the same price as a Pro Specs or Presage. Do you see what I'm saying? So they definitely did a big reposition, kind of murkied up and mucked up the waters there a little bit. And I think Swatch Group, even when we look at all of their brands, looking at the tiers and the levels and the options, it's actually much more clear of a catalog when it comes to, okay, I want something a little more entry level. Okay, I want something a little bit more mid tier. I want something a high end, and then I want something very high end. You have that with Swatch Group. Attila says, just a quick message. I've never seen anything as entertaining as your content. You make different videos than others. Your humor is on another level. Keep doing what you're doing. I really appreciate that, man. And that is the driving force behind the Time Teller channel and everything I try to do is make the content I wish I had when I started this hobby. You know what I mean? When I entered the hobby, I wish I had a channel that didn't really take things too seriously, just wanted to have fun. That's kind of what we do here. Tanner Smith, I don't have anything against Citizen. The problem is nearly all their designs and the designs of all the brands and Citizen Group are boring. The only thing appealing to me is the Miyota 9 series. Yeah, they're 9,000 series, their premium series. Great movements. Seiko bought in on their own hype created by others. Yeah, that's true. Guys, please, if you could, if it's a penny or a pound, super chats, they're not necessary, but they're necessary for me to live, but you don't have to, but they are welcome. This is how I pay my bills, and I really do appreciate any of the support. Again, the all of it goes to the 1016 fund, which is eventually, God willing, with your support, I will buy someday a Rolex 1016. Who knows? So we're gonna go ahead. Again, I think it's fine to keep up the argument that it's actually Citizen that's the new Seiko, and I get it's actually more of a 1-to-1 because Citizen is also Japanese. I just don't think that I am as interested in everything Citizen has to offer. No. Let me word it this way. I think Swatch Group has more things that pique my interest that are more reasonably priced than Citizen. But I'm going to blow your mind with what I think is going to be my next watch purchase. Let's look at a few more comments. T3, I'm trying to look into an American-made assembled brand. Been looking at Vare and Islander. Yeah, so Vare's great. I know the guys at Vare, and they've been sponsors and supporters of my channel for a very long time, and they're assembled here in California. I really do appreciate the work they're doing for horology and trying to bring as much of it here in America. And they're supporting the state that I happen to live in right now. So even though I'm trying to move, but yeah, Vare, actually, I've reviewed numerous watches from them, and I actually really do enjoy what they have to offer. Okay, so if we go here, oops, this is wrong channel. See, this is what happens, guys. It's live showbiz. If you want to go subscribe to my podcast channel, we just did a show there, OBS Studios. I have hotkeys, so I accidentally just switched the overlay to my other channel. But if we go here, you can see. And again, guys, just a shameless plug if you want. We do daily shows on my podcasting channel where we it's more tongue-in-cheek and a little bit of fun, and we do daily segments on Patreon for that channel, and again, it's like $5 a month, so just a shameless plug for all the content that I do. Okay, so we look here, men's watches, women's watches. Immediately, I really do like this because not every woman's watch has to be bedazzled and stupid. Sometimes something as simple and clean as like a Tank E-watch is perfectly fine. Citizen Satellite Wave GPS Ateza. This is like their Astron, right? Even down to the whole design. They are trying to kind of, I think, go toe to toe with whatever Seiko is trying to offer there. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like this. It seems very thick. And the check dial is one thing. It is a GMT. It's automatic, which is great. Let's look at the pricing of it. And I have a feeling I also will not like it. Again, these Series 8s, guys, it's unfortunately, if we're doing a goodbye or goodbye, I don't know if this is, I can like reasonably say this is a goodbye, because for 1,500 plus, there are other watches like from Chris Ward that I would buy, right? There are other watches actually from Swatch Group that I would buy. So people ask me all the time about this, and I get it. They're automatics. They have GMTs. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if I'm okay with the price. It's got a good Miyota in it. Don't think I'm okay with the price. we don't need. I suppose we can look at some women's watches, but I'm just trying to kind of run the gamut here. Okay, so atomic timekeeping. This is like an Astron, but you're getting it for $680. Super titanium ProMaster Tough. It has an eco drive, $460. These Tsuyosas, excuse me. Automatic. Again, it has a Miyota. $337. This is their answer to the PRX, and I don't think that. I don't want to say it's so much worse than a PRX. I would prefer a PRX over that, but that's just me. And I'm sick of Tiffany blue. Get the F out of here. Super titanium satellite timekeeping Atessa Hakuto R for almost $2,200 with tax. It'd be over $2,200. That's a goodbye, as in bye bye. Like, no, I'm sorry. But here's the thing: you can also get some with atomic timekeeping that are under $700, which, like, I think Citizen has a more solid, a more solid catalog of things that have cool features and functionality at affordable prices than Seiko does at the moment. But I still don't think Citizen is where they should be, or on the level of what Swatch Group has to offer. Because let's look at it from this perspective, right? We get this Series 8, that's $1,100, right? Yeah, it's an automatic. It has one of their Miyotas in it. That's fine. For around $300 less, you can get a Kosk Swiss Tissot chronometer. So that's, I mean, I don't know if that matters to you guys. That's more me. We can argue in the comment section. But do I think Citizen is better when it comes to their catalog than Seiko is now? Yes, absolutely 2 thumbs up. Do I think they are sticking it to Seiko as well as Swatch Group is? No, I don't think so. Diving at the Desk, that's a very fun YouTube handle. Thoughts on Citizen Group's handling of Alpina. So this is what's interesting. Okay. Citizen owns Frederique Constant, and people don't know that. Okay? Or they did, right? And Frederique Constant was overseeing Alpina. Alpina had some very cool watches, and around 2018, they had some really cool chronographs that actually did get some traction and some coverage. They also had some dive watches that were far too thick and were not super popular. I don't think at this point an Alpina is something I would explore, especially when I can also say with authority that I liked Frederique Constant watches before they started charging what they charge for them now. So Citizen Group, again, they're not perfect. Isn't Bulova also part of Citizen Group? They're holding some cool brands. I think Citizen themselves have a very nice catalog, and again, when it comes to functionality and features for affordable pricing, they're doing better than Seiko. But I think Citizen is doing, but I think Swatch Group is doing even better than Citizen. That's my take. Now, with all of this being said, okay, we're 14 minutes in. I want to talk to you guys about what will probably be my next watch purchase. And this is a watch that I want so badly. And for that, we're going to go over to this Instagram post that Hodinkee posted. And Hodinkee's been doing a lot of great content recently. It's almost like when the leader of the ship comes back and actually wants to steer the ship truly, things get better. Isn't that weird? So, yeah, Ben Clymer's back doing Hodinkee wristwatch stuff, and surprisingly, they actually start talking about watches again. This ProMaster Land U822 it is strikingly cool. This one dude, it is this, I want it. And this is where now I ask you guys for your help. If any of you own one, can you tell me like how cool it is and if you enjoy it? I know it's 44 millimeters, I believe. Yeah. So, but again, like I wear a Mudman every day, so I don't think that's that crazy. And we go to Hodinkee's hands-on review. Dude, this is so tactical and so like I'm going to Hawaii in May, and I wanted to get one before then because I wanted to bring this G-Shock and that Citizen. So I don't know. I might sell a watch of mine to pick this one up. But I honestly think this might be my next watch. Dude, this is so freaking cool. It's so tactical. I love the coated bezel and then the brushed clean metal. I love the contrast of the black and kind of not brushed, sandblasted finish. So cool. Dude. And this flew under the radar, dude. No one talked about this. So shout out to Hodinkee. Let's see. Brady Fisher. Seiko should bring back the SKX and the Pro Specs line. I'd pay more than SRPD series for it. I mean, they probably will, dude. Give them a couple years and they're going to reissue the SKX and they're going to charge like $2,200 for it. And it probably still won't even have hacking. Dude, I just think that this is awesome. I think this is an awesome watch. So, they have a couple variants. They have a green variant of it, like an olive drab variant. And I know what you're thinking. That's like my favorite colorway, right? This one's actually the one to get, in my opinion. The non-green one. This one's a little bit more tactical, looks a little bit cleaner, I think. And also, this Mudman is the olive drab variant, so it's like I don't want two watches that I wear regularly that are going to have the same color palette. So, I think that this is really, really cool. 44 by 14.5 by 51.4. It's a big boy, dude. The U822. The lug sloped downward to keep the watch balanced on your wrist, but it's a decent chunk of steel and not the sort of watch designed to slip under your cuff. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be wearing this to any formal occasions, though. But, dude, that is a fine watch, dude. That's really, really cool. I could see myself putting that on, like, a textile strap. And I think it'd look really badass, like a distressed textile strap or something. So, yeah, I think this is probably going to be my next watch purchase. I'll probably sell a watch to get this one. If anyone has one and wants to talk to me and tell me the pros and cons of it before I get my hands on one, I'd love to talk to you guys about it. And I will see you tomorrow. I think I'm going to have a review for you tomorrow. If not, we will do another one of these daily shows. But I will talk to you guys on the next one. Again, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. And always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow.